Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to make sure is that everybody understand that the Retail Learning Institute is kind of the umbrella organization that holds all these corporate universities, some of which logos you can see at the bottom of the screen. But we're all the same people behind the online training program. One thing that I want to point out, if you haven't read the orange text there, this is our new mission. We just reconfigured it, we had conversations about it, and this is how we reposition our mission. So what we're trying to do is advance leadership and vocational training to support the growth of people, workplaces, and communities. We are trying to help stores create learning cultures that have a good impact, not only on the business, but also on the people that work for you, and ultimately in the communities that you all live. So let me just move forward here. I've been talking a little bit for a little bit now. This is my contact information. I've been here for about 10 years. Actually, this year was my 10-year anniversary. I don't have fur. I'm the person behind with the glasses. And this is my phone number, contact information at any point. If you want to contact me directly, please feel free. We're more than happy to help everybody. So this is our agenda. I want to talk first about college credit. This is something that we are launching this fall. So you are going to be able to give college credit to your associates. We're going to be talking about the Retrieval Catalog. You might have noticed that there's a new catalog there. I just want to explain a little bit about why we created that catalog. We also have a new catalog that is called RLI Learning Paths. So we're going to talk about that too. We're going to touch on a couple of courses that are new or have been modified. Learning Leader, very important. The reports, very useful. And the administrator files that are going to help you work with your online training program a little much easier. And then finally, if we have time, we can go into external training if there's interest in for people that do training outside the online world and would like to keep track of those trainings into the same system. You now can do that. So those are the topics. So let's start with the college credit. I think that it's an important one. Let me just escape here. So from now on, we're actually going to be outside the system into the website and the learning management system. Let me just close this here and escape and open my Google Chrome. And what you're seeing right here is our homepage for the Retail Learning Institute. It is very similar for if you're an IGA, you have a website that looks like this. If you're an NGA store, this is the portal that you will use to get into the online training. So let me go back to the RLI one, because this is kind of our main one. All the other ones kind of mirror this one. And if you see here, you have now a new menu that is called College Credit. And this is kind of the repository of all the information that is relevant for college credit. And let me explain a little bit about what's going on. The Retail Learning Institute form a partnership with the University of the Cumberland. They are an online university. They are very low cost. And so the deal is that a student can come and do our online courses, and they will be validated for 15 college credits towards the Associate of Science degree in Business Retailing. So we are preparing a catalog that will have all the courses that the student needs to take, and when they complete all those learning plans, they're going to get, we're going to be informed, and we're going to submit those college credits for revision towards the to the University of the Cumberland, and they are going to approve those courses towards those 15 credits. So basically, what you're going to be able to offer now to your associates is free college education Obviously, this requires that the person is enrolled in the associate degree in business retailing at the University of the Cumberland. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to open this little image so you can see basically what the process is. So anybody can go in right now into that college credit catalog and enroll in the courses and start taking courses. If a student already had completed the courses and they enroll in that learning plan, the system will credit them as they already took the course, so they don't have to retake it. So if you took the cashier course a year ago and you enroll in the learning plan, then the system is going to say, okay, you completed it, it's complete in here. So that's a good thing. So they don't have to repeat courses. So they can start their online training courses at any time. Then if they decide that this is a program for them, they will apply to the University of the Cumberland. They will fulfill the requirements like you do with any application to any higher education institution. They get accepted. They have to do their transcript and pay the fees for the university and take additional courses at the university. So basically what we are providing is 25% of that associate degree is going to be completed with courses from our existing online training program. And they will not have to pay a penny for those 15 credits that they will earn. So I'm going to open a little bit here the mics to see if there are any questions. Does this make sense for you guys? Is this clear? Yes.
Almost.
Okay. So if this makes sense, let me just show you a couple of more things that we have here. There's all the details for the program are here. You can see what they require for the equivalency. You can see the information on what our courses will get validation for. You can see here what are the degree requirements for the university, what are our requirements, and what they have to do, because it's not only taking the courses, they will have to have somebody like a sponsor at the store or the workplace that will vouch that this person is the person that is taking the courses. So that's the only additional requirement that we have. So having kind of a practicum supervisor in the store. And the information about costs, the credit hour for the associate degree is $199 per credit hour. So you can make your calculations. They tell us that the whole degree will not be more than $11,000 total. So that will give everybody a sense of how much the whole thing will cost. And then where can I start? The program runs on 8-week cycles. So at any time you can apply for the associate degree with the University of the Cumberland, and you can start as soon as the next session starts. So basically the most you will wait is about 8 weeks for a new program to start. And then all this information, it's in a PDF downloadable here. So if you want to keep the information to share it with your associates or keep it in a binder, this is where you will get it. And there's a little details on the UIC. People qualify for might qualify for financial aid for this program from the university. So that's where you get the information and a little more details about the University of the Cumberland. So I hope your associates will benefit. It's always a good thing to get a college degree, and if they can do it at a lower cost, then the more the better for everyone. So that is about the college credit. So now let's move on to the actual program. So how that college credit looks into the learning system. So if you haven't logged in, in the last couple of days, you will see that when you log in, the first thing that you're going to have here is the College Credit Catalog. And it has a little explanation of everything that's going to be under this catalog. It's going to be the courses that are required for that 15 credit validation that we're going to offer. The first course here, How to Earn a College Credit at the University of the Cumberlands, it's basically the information from the website, but we put it here also inside as a course for anybody that wants the information right there. So let me go back to my dashboard. And here, going back to the same screen, then you're going to have a series of UC Retailing Practicum learning plans. And what we've done, because there are so many courses, we have grouped them in sessions, so it's kind of a more workable environment. So this is kind of the first sample. We're going to be adding the following ones along this week. So all I have to do is click and enroll, and then it's going to recognize the courses. It's going to list the courses that I need to take. And you can see that there's always a course. It seems like it will be duplicated by one that has the same name followed by the suffix of RT. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what those courses mean. So you will have here the list of courses, and you can, if this is okay with you, then I can go and subscribe to that particular learning plan. And then I get all the courses here that I'm supposed to be taking, and I can launch any of the courses and start working on it. And then at the end, when I complete all the courses in this particular practicum learning plan, then I'm going to get a certificate for that. And then when I complete all the plans, then I'll submit those to RLI, and you will get your college credit validation if you are enrolled in the associate degree. So I think that's all the information that you will need for now on that area. Now let's move to that RT courses. And RT means retrieval. So if you scroll down your catalog list, you're going to see that we have now a retrieval catalog. And this retrieval catalog is a new thing. And it does have a list of, it does have a retrieval course for each one of the courses that we have available. So every course has its counterpart RT. And the RT, it's basically the testing part of the course. It does not have any content. Let me just enroll in the alcohol sales. You see, when you go in, you don't have any content. It just takes you straight to the testing. So you have all the testing. And the reason why we're doing this is because research tells us that the best way to transfer knowledge from your temporary memory to your permanent memory is by testing. It does more for remembering to do a test than to actually go back and do the whole content of the course. So what we would like to see people doing is taking a course, completing it, and maybe a week later or 2 weeks later, or however works with your plan, they can come back and do the testing here. And that testing is going to actually reinforce the learning for that particular course. So that is the whole idea behind the retrieval library. And if you want more information about this, which I was going to talk a little down the line, there is a Learning Leaders series that I would like all administrators to do. If you can get your managers and your supervisors to do this library, it will be great. And let me just go back to my dashboard to call those courses up. I'm going to come here to the course catalog, and I'm going to do a search for Learning Leader. And I'm going to do the Learning Leader series. You know that you can type just a partial and it will find it for you still. So we have here these 3 videos. These 3 courses are actually 3 videos that Paulo Gelser, our president, created to explain important things that are the foundation for learning in your organization. There are strategies to improve retention. That's the first one. And that course is, these videos are short. This is about 15 minutes. Then we talk about the learning process. And this will cover, explain a little more about the retention. The retention idea or process, and then you have a course that is on training formats. And this is what's going to help you kind of shape a training program for your store. So these work in tandem, so make sure that you take them all. These are short videos, very easy to watch, and like I said, if you can get anybody in your organization that has a supervisory role, make sure that they take them, because it's going to put a whole different perspective in their role as managers and how to develop their teams. So that is the Learning Leader Library. So we talk about college credit, we talk about the Retrieval Catalog. Now let's talk about the learning paths. So a lot of people have asked us, let me just cancel this and bring back my catalogs. So I'm going to go down here, and right below the Retrieval Catalog, hidden down here is the RLI Learning Paths catalog. And this came up as a response to stores that don't have the resources, or they just want a guide to what courses people should be taking. So what we did here, we created learning plans that anybody can enroll in. So I'm opening the whole screen. So we looked at each one of the departments, basically, or positions. So you have here for the bakery, a learning plan for people who are entry level. So anything that you see level 1, we're referring to people that are new to the business, that are entry level people. So if you have a new bakery person that just joined your organization, you can tell them, well, go to the RLI Learning Paths, and you will have all the courses that are recommended for somebody in your position that is new to the bakery. So we can come in here and see all the courses that are recommended for that position, and you can subscribe, and now you will have this learning plan as a guide for the courses that you should be taking. And the person doesn't have to plan, you don't have to assign. These are our recommendations. If you have a specific curriculum or learning plan that you want to have for your people in the bakery, you do have the ability to create this. You will require a curriculum coordinator position, which is an add-on to your system. It has a one-time cost of $250. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just giving you the option. If this is something that you would like to do for your people, you have the ability to do it. You can create your own learning path, and then choose the courses that you want, put them in the order that you want, and even create prerequisites for certain courses. So if this is for you, we can talk about it later. If you just want to use the ones that we recommend, just feel free. They're there for you. You don't have to buy anything or increase any functions. It is helpful, especially for stores that have high turnover. It facilitates the administration of the training for the different positions and departments. So I'm going to get out of here, and then I'm going to go back to my dashboard, because I want to go back down here. So you basically have, when you have time, just come down here, look at the RLI paths. If you want to use them, feel free to use them. They're very helpful. This is something that it might take somebody maybe a year or a year and a half or 2 years, depending on the area and how many courses are there to complete. So this is kind of an all-encompassing for that position in that department. So you have multiples in there. So those are learning paths. So let me open the mics. If there are any questions at this time, this is a good time to articulate them, because I'm going to move into the administrator course and some tools that we have for administrators. So any questions about college credit, the Retrieval Catalog, the Learning Paths for RLI, about the Learning Leader, any questions whatsoever? Are we good? Should I continue?
Can the learning paths be used as templates?
Yes. Actually, we have templates for that. And that's what I'm going to actually show you now. So
Okay.
let me just close the mics a little bit so you can get your privacy back. And I'm going to go back. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open my Getting Started Administrator course. And I'm really excited about this, because we've been working really hard on giving you tools that we think are going to make your life easier. I think our role here is to make your life simpler. And anything that we can give you in a form of a template, or at least a startup for you, we're more than happy to do it for you. So I'm going into the Getting Started Administrator course. I'm going to open that. And in this landing page, if you are not used to scroll down, get into the habit, because there are a lot of good stuff here. And so I'm going to go over all these materials that we have been adding recently. So the first one was here for a while. So it's the Getting Started Administrator PowerPoint. So I'm downloading that, and I'm opening that. And if you have not seen this, this is basically the whole course, but with in a way that you can print it, and it has all the step-by-steps. So if I'm looking for how to delete a user, if I'm looking for how to inactivate a user, if I'm looking for how to search for a user, all those quick tools that if you don't do these things all the time, you might forget, you can print this and then have it next to your computer, and whenever you're going to do any of those tasks, you can have this as a resource for you to follow through. So that is the Getting Started PowerPoint. So the course matrix, and this is what you can use as your template. So it's down here now, so downloadable. I'm going to click to open the Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to move it here to my viewable screen, and I'm going to make this big. So this is an Excel spreadsheet, and you can download this, save it to your desktop or to your computer, and play with it, sort it in any possible way that you want, so it looks the way you want it. What we have here, it's basically a list of all the courses that we have available. And as we have new courses, they will be added on to this document. So it tells you, first column, what catalog that course is on. Second, it tells you what category does that course belong to. So it's operations, is it positions, is it produce or merchandising. If it is compliance, you have a check mark there. You'll get the alphabetized list of the courses, their estimated duration. And then you get a column for each one of the departments. So let me just scroll down here. It goes all the way up to the retail store manager. So you get your grocery, your wine and spirits, your deli, your floral, all that good stuff. So if you want, for example, I'm just going to do a quick sort here where I can sort these courses by, I'm going to sort them by bakery. So I'm going to go to data, and I'm going to do sort, and I'm going to sort the courses by bakery. And when I do that, total estimated time for this whole curriculum is 71 hours. And these are the level 1 courses. These are the courses that are recommended for somebody entry level. So that RLI Learning Path that you saw in the catalog is going to follow exactly what's in here. So this will allow you to know what's in there, and also if you want to customize it, you can use this document. If you're starting from scratch, it is a good idea to give copies of this document to each one of the department heads and say, look at this is what they recommend. What do you think we need for our people? Are there courses that should be added to this list? Are there courses that we really don't need because they're too specific or whatever reason? So this is kind of your work document to figure out what courses you should be using in your store. And as administrators, I always recommend to people, please share this with your department heads. They know what you guys need. So you have your level 1 courses, which are entry level, and then you have some courses with asterisks. That means that are recommended but are not required, only if they apply to your location. So if you're not in the U.S., you don't care about, if you don't do anything about social media, you don't need those courses. So it's recommended but not necessary. And then level 2 is courses for supervisors. That's what we have in there. So we are almost done to our webinar. So I want to move through these documents so we can get the rest of the documents covered. And here we have the course description. So this is a similar document. This course description allows you to see all the courses with the description of the course and the objectives of the course, plus finally the last column, all the parts and lessons. So if you're looking for something specific and you don't know for sure which course is in, pop up this document and then do a search, and you will be able to find where that topic is covered. So this is the course description document that you have in the administrator course. If you need job descriptions, you have a sample for job descriptions within the supermarket. I'm sorry. If you have decided what courses you want, we have templates for learning paths, and these are basically a series of those same learning paths that you have that are online. You have here the written version for them. So you have Word documents that are templates for a bakery learning path. And if you don't want to do an electronic learning path, you can do it on paper. You have the job description for the bakery, supervisors and entry level, and then the recommendation of the courses. So this is something that you can use as an alternative just to make sure that everybody has their own learning plan. So those templates are there. Training and support agreement. If you want to make sure that your employees understand what your responsibility and their responsibility is towards training, here is a quick document that you can use for that. These are the things that we think a trainee should commit to, and a supervisor or coach or administrator or mentor, these should be their responsibilities. These are all Word documents. You can customize it to make sense for your organization. So that is the training and support agreement. Training guidelines. Somebody was asking me before about to give employees some documentation. We have here a sample for the online train policies and guidelines document. So this is basically what would be in your employee manual. You can have here my store training program. You do a description, talk about your training program, who your coach is going to be, who's going to be what is going to be the online training account. So every employee, when they come new, they know exactly what your training program is all about. So they will know about their learning plan, how to take the first course, tips to make learning more efficient. You have instructions on how to take course, when to train, where to train. So these are the policies from your organization. How much time are you allocated per employee per year? what your training cycle is going to be. So a lot of good information that helps define your program. And this is the document that ends up being the result of those implementation sessions. Implementation sessions we offer free of cost to any retailer that wants to revamp their online training or want to start a new formal one. And basically what we do is we go over the selection of courses that are appropriate for your organization and then shaping up that program to deliver that training. So when people are going to be training, where are they going to be training, how many hours, who's going to be supervising, all that good stuff. So if you need help with setting up your training program, just let us know and we will set up these sessions with you. And then we have Associate Training Benefits Acknowledgement. This is a document for those of you that are requiring courses and want to make clear for the students that training is a benefit, that you're only going to be compensating for the courses that they are required to take, and you want to have a safety net saying, okay, I'm committing to compensate you for the courses that I require you to take, but anything else that you take on your own is going to be for your own benefit. You're not going to be compensated. So this is kind of a document to get started with that. Obviously, it needs to be approved by your legal counsel. And these are, then it's followed by the templates to upload multiple users and the template for top certificates. So if you're going to be a special award to the people that do best in your online training, you have a template there for that certificate. And the fact sheet, it is the document that actually gives you information about the training program. So if you're talking to upper management or other supervisors and you want to see what this platform, this program is offering, this is kind of a quick view of what the program as a whole is offering. So that is my spiel for today. I'm going to open the mics and see what you think, if you have any questions. Are there any questions? Do you find this valuable? Should we do this kind of sessions on a more frequent basis?
This is very helpful. I really like the information.
Okay, is there anything here? Oh, great.
It's valuable because you have a lot of new things.
I'm sorry?
It is valuable because you have a lot of new things, very new material.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, we've been working hard, and there have been a lot of little pieces, but now that there's a bunch of them, I think it was time to present them all. Feel free to come in here and explore all these documents. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Let me put my PowerPoint with our contact information in here. Make this big. Are there any questions about the content, anything that you would like to talk or go a little more in depth? Are we good? There is one topic that I didn't cover, and it was the external training. Is there anybody who's interested in staying in a little longer and talk about external training? Is that something that you find useful for your group?
I would like to stay. I would like to stay longer and hear about that. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So before we jump on that, any other questions about college credit, the Retrieval Catalog, Retail Learning Paths, all that stuff? Anything else? Okay. So remember, go ahead.
I just said, I think that's all pretty clear. You did a great job.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad I didn't confuse you. Good. Because sometimes there are a lot of details and a lot of little things, and I want to make sure that we cover them. So let's move on into external training. So so this is a very cool thing. It is very simple and very easy to use. And I'm gonna let me see. Okay. So external training allows you to track into the same system any training that you do that is not online through this system, of this system. So what we're going to do is just going to see, it is very easy to use. So what you will do, if a student has gone out and taken a leadership course with FMI, I don't know, they come in here and they go to their account and they go to my activities. And when they go here, they're going to have an option that is called external training. Cannot get simpler than that. It's just a matter of remembering where it is. So you go to the main menu, select activities, and then you go to external training. And this is what they're going to get. They get a window where they can submit a new activity. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to say, well, I took, which organization was it? Well, it was with NGA. Took an NGA course, and the course name was Leadership 2016. And it was a classroom course. So I'm going to do classroom. If it was e-learning, you can do that too. And I took it on the 14th. And it was a one-day course, so I finished it in the 14th. Was there any testing associated with it? Yes, and I did very well, so I got 100%. And if this was continuing education, you can put whatever amount of continuing education credits you had. If I had a certificate, they gave me a completion of certificate, I can take Choose File, click on that, and then I'm going to go to my pictures folder, and I'm going to look at my certificate, and I'm going to pull that certificate in here. And is that certification or retraining? No, it's not anything that is standard in the system, so I'm just going to confirm. And so what I'm doing as a student is taking that, I'm submitting that training that I did external for my administrator so they can decide whether they want this information in my system. Because if it is a golfing course, you might not want that in your records for your employees unless you're having a team playing golf in a competition and you want their credentials. But it gives the administrator the right to decide whether this course is going to be added to the record of the employee or not. So now I have here, let's look at me as an employee, what I have. I have one that I submitted that it was denied. You can see here that it had a red X, and it says it was rejected by the administrator. I have second line, the one that I just created. And I uploaded a certificate with it. It's waiting to be approved. And if I want to make any changes, I can come here and edit and change any of the information that I had. So I submitted my documents. And so now I'm the administrator. I'm going to go into my administrator page. And you can see that I have external training here. So I'm going to click Manage to see what my people have been submitting. So I see that I have 2 waiting for approval. And I have now, if I look down, I have the list of the ones that I have approved. And then if I click on waiting for approval, I'm going to see the ones that have been submitted. And so I have these 2. This one that I denied.
I'm on a webinar.
And the one on the bottom, that is the one that I just submitted, that I need to decide whether I'm going to approve it or I'm going to deny it. So if I want to approve it and make this document into, make it to the student record, then I just click the check mark. And are you sure you want to approve these selected activities for that person? I'm saying confirm. And now that student will have that in the record as an approved activity. So I'm going to go back to my activities as a student. And I'm going to go to external training. And I can see that I have that leadership classroom that was approved by my administrator. So basically, that's all it takes. A student submits a training. It goes to the administrator external training inbox. They approve it or they deny it. The administrator, there's something else that you can do as an administrator that is pretty cool. If you do some kind of training in-house and you want to track that, instead of keeping spreadsheets all over the place, you can do that. So I can come here and import from a CSV a list of training sessions that I have done in my store and keep them part of the student's records. So that's an additional advantage. So and also as an administrator, you can do a single addition for a training, for a course into somebody's record from your, if you don't have to have your student submit the training for you to approve it, you can do it yourself from the administrator account. So it sees the same screen, so you can do it yourself as an administrator. Or you can upload a list of 20 people that completed your classroom training for food safety in Connecticut, for example. So that's all it is. Does this help?
Yes, I like that. Is there a way for those external trainings that have recertification dates, like if something expires in 2 years, that the system will come up and tell the student, the employee, that they need to redo that test?
We do have for the courses like that expire, like food handler or food manager. We have those automatic certifications. Or for example, if somebody is enrolled in a course that will expire at the end of the year, the system, when they log in, they will see that there is, let me see if I...
What about for the external training, though? Is there a way for that to let the person know that they're going to have to recertify within X amount of time?
We can do something custom for you.
Okay.
We will have to create kind of a course link and put it in recertification, and then it will show up for the student.
Okay.
That they need to recertify. Yeah, so that's possible. Any other questions? Are we good? Oh my goodness, we almost took the hour.
Hey, Anna.
Yeah.
The recertification, just one quick question on the recertification. Does it allow for us to customize the length of the recertification even on the regular courses? Like let's say we decide that there are other courses that we deem should be recertified every 2 years, that it will go 18 months out and start reminding, giving notification and reminders to that staff member that, wait a second, you need to be recertified in the next 6 months on this course type of thing. Is that something that, even from an external standpoint, but even on the internal side, does it do that right now?
The thing for that is that once we put a recertification for the courses, it will be recertifiable for everybody. And that is, I know we had some conversations about it. Let me just come out. Jason, let me just open the mic, because Jason is the one that sets up those recertifications. You can hear me? Okay, go ahead.
Correct. The question again? What was? I'm sorry.
Hey, Jason.
How complicated it is to do a recertification for the courses? Because once you do a recertification,
right now the courses are set. All courses are set 2 years right now. So if a user wants to recertify and recomplete a course, it would be 2 years. Customizing it per store would be pretty complicated in regards to that.
So at
so right now it's
this point,
just general. So every single store in the system is 2 years.
Okay. So if I go to my activities, I'm sorry, to
correct, and go to certification.
So here, so if something is about to expire and I come in here, so I'm in my activities at the statistics page, it will tell me here when a course that I have is due date. And that is for all the courses, just to reiterate what you said, Jason. That is set up automatically for 2 years for every single course in our system.
Yeah, on the left-hand side under that certification tab underneath webinars, if you click that.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry. Certification? Okay.
Oh, unfortunately, you don't have any in here, but here it would show you the days remaining, when to renew in, and when to expire. So for everything for recertification and retraining, this would be the page you would see everything in.
And excuse me, and the date on that recertification, is that based on the last time they passed the exam, right? When they passed the
Correct.
exam,
When they completed the entire course.
Okay.
And it's 2 years from that day, yeah.
Okay.
We also have certification courses for certain states like Montana and New York, which require 3 years. So we've kind of extended the life for those courses specific to a course. If that makes sense.
Okay, my pleasure. Thanks for attending and have a good afternoon.